I was the hardest worker in the room, but I kept getting passed over for promotions. Then I realized I didn't have a performance problem. I had a connection problem. Here is how I used a 90-year-old secret to finally get the yes I deserved. For years I felt stuck. I worked hard, put in the hours, and delivered results. But when promotion time came around, I was always overlooked. It felt like my boss just didn't see me, even though I was doing everything right. I was so focused on my own performance, on getting my work noticed, that I missed something crucial. It was frustrating, and I honestly didn't know what to change. Then, a friend recommended an old book, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. I was skeptical at first, thinking it would be full of outdated advice. But one core idea hit me like a ton of bricks. Forget trying to be interesting. Become intensely interested. All this time, I've been trying to prove my own worth, to show everyone how competent and interesting I was. I hadn't stopped to genuinely connect with anyone around me, so I decided to run a little experiment. I made a conscious effort to shift my focus from myself to others. Instead of just talking about my projects during coffee breaks, I started asking my colleagues about theirs. I made a point to remember personal details, like how Sarah's son's soccer game went, or asked Tom about his weekend fishing trip. And I didn't just ask, I genuinely listened to their answers. I started using people's names more often, making real eye contact, and trying to understand their perspectives on our team's challenges. It felt a bit awkward at first, but soon it became natural. A few weeks later, my boss, Mr. Henderson, called me into his office. I braced myself for another routine review, maybe another round of keep up the good work. But that's not what happened. He sat back and said, "Mark, I've noticed a significant change in you lately. Your team's morale seems to be up, communication across the department has improved, and you're fostering a much more collaborative environment. You've become a real leader." And then, he offered me the promotion I'd been waiting for. I was stunned. I hadn't campaigned for it. I hadn't even brought it up. All I did was shift my focus from being interesting to being interested. I focused on making others feel valued and heard. It was never about manipulation. It was about building genuine connections, and in the end, that's what truly got me seen. Watch the full breakdown and find the recommended book link in the description below. Read the story and full detailed article and video on my website, link in description. That simple change in perspective made all the difference. What's your Carnegie moment? I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Thanks for watching.